challenges when building and expect to go broke. Entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneur or starting a business is really, really freaking challenging and really stressful. It's one of the most, I think, stressful things that a person can do. But yet so many people come out and they make this path seem so easy. Like, anyone can do it. All you have to have is just, an idea, and that's enough to go out into the marketplace. But guess what? Ideas don't pay the bills. They don't, ideas mean nothing because it's just one part of the equation. Another big part of the equation that a lot of gurus or business gurus don't tend to talk much about is the fact that when you're trying to build a business, you can expect to go broke. You can expect to go broke mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, all of these things. Every ounce of energy in you is going to be challenged when you're trying to build a business and build a company. Very often entrepreneurs, they take that risk of starting a business, and we all want it to be smooth sailing. But, and don't get me wrong, you expect some challenges. You expect bumps in the road. People who start a business, they expect challenges. They expect bumps in the road. They expect obstacles. However, we don't know how difficult those obstacles are going to be, right? There's a big difference between saying, yeah, I'm mentally expecting an obstacle versus no. I'm actually dealing with a 30-foot monster that I need to get past in order for me to get to my next goal. And that's where a lot of people are just not prepared. They're just not prepared for it. And when you take this road, you can expect to be broken because that's what it's all designed to do. This game of building a business is designed to break your faith. It's designed to break you down and assess how bad do you really, really want this? How bad do you really, really want to be a business owner? How bad do you want it? It makes me think about a story from one of my favorite books, which is Up from Slavery, written by Booker T. Washington, when he talked about the struggles that he faced and the anxiety that he had when they were trying to build the buildings at Tuskegee University, which is still standing today. He talked about the struggles of how many times his heart ached because the bills were due and not knowing where money would come from. They were in the process of trying to build a university. He talked about the weight on his shoulders that he felt from the community, from people who was watching them build or trying to build this enterprise, this university. And he thought about the pressures and the stress that was placed upon his shoulders for if they failed. And it really makes you think, because while we're all trying to build a business, we're all trying to, go about this, entrepreneur dream and business ownership dream, you have a lot of pressure on your shoulders. You got a lot of weight on your shoulders because you got family watching you. You got friends watching you. And the stress of that, alone, plus you're already trying to deal with your own self-doubt and your own mental stuff that you're dealing with as a business owner. Like, this path of business ownership is not a game. It's not a joke. It's not something that you can just choose to do willy-nilly and not think really, really clearly about. In Booker's case, he knew the whole world at that time was watching him and Black people to see if they would be a success in building this university. And through hard work, faith, they made it happen. And that's really what I want to circle back to here, is that this path of entrepreneurship is no doubt the most challenging thing that you as a person, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you already have a business and you're in that building stage, right? You've been in business for 3-4 months or 6 months or a year, and you're still in that stage where everything is just balls to the wall. What I'm here to tell you is that the only thing that will carry you to that next point is hard work, which you already have that. We all know that. Everyone knows it takes hard work to build a business. Everyone knows that. But the biggest thing is faith. You have to have faith that you can do it. You have to have enough faith to believe that, hey, I can get to the other side. You have to have faith to believe that, hey, I can overcome this 30-foot monster that's in front of me, right? I can overcome this obstacle that I'm facing. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole game of trying to build a business. It's a faith game. How long can you hold faith to the vision that you have in your head for the business that it is that you're building? And that's a big thing that I don't hear a lot of business gurus and people online addressing a lot, right? Is that faith component of this. Because you're going to have between stress, heartache, pressure, your own self-doubt, family watching you, friends watching you, bills falling due, clients canceling on you, you not knowing when your next sale is going to come. Without faith, faith is the only thing that keeps you together, because you believe that, hey, if I just keep moving forward, if I just hold on, I believe that I can achieve what I set out to do. And no different than how when Booker T. Washington and them went down to Tuskegee. When he first arrived at Tuskegee, he wrote in a book that there wasn't even a roof. The students would hold an umbrella over his head while he taught class so him and the book wouldn't get wet. They went from that to an illustrious university, all through sheer hard work, determination, and most importantly, faith. You have to have faith that you can achieve it, because what you have to understand is, as a business owner, the odds are stacked against you. As an entrepreneur, the odds are stacked against you, right? Like, most people will take bets that you won't succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's build that construction company, that cleaning company, that trucking company, that YouTube channel that you're trying to do, that whatever it is that you're trying to do, that Instagram influencer, the OnlyFans, whether you're trying to start a landscaping company, anytime you're trying to embark on a business endeavor, you have to understand that the cards are stacked against you. When people look at the odds are not in your favor. So the only way that you can overcome those odds and those obstacles is you have to have faith. You have to believe that you can achieve it. You really do. And that's through going broke. You can expect that. But what you got to understand is all of the obstacles that's put in front of you, all of those obstacles that's put in front of you as a business owner is meant to break you. As I said at the beginning of this, the whole game of business, this whole game of business is meant to break your faith. It's meant to break you. If you can break a person's faith, then you can stop them on anything that they're doing. If you can break their faith, then it's game over. This whole game is designed to break your faith. And as an entrepreneur, you have to have faith, but you also have to accept the responsibility that your success is up to you. If you're starting that business and you got a family to take care of, then guess what? That's your responsibility that you have to shoulder, because you have all of those people depending on you. But what you can do is take that, all of that stress, that responsibility, and that faith, hold on to it, take it, and go out and face those obstacles, because they're coming whether you like it or not. Being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, I believe, is the hardest thing that a person can do, because it's all mental. It's all mental. It's the hardest thing that you can do. This is not an easy path to walk. This is not an easy path to walk at all, but you can do it. Others before you have done it. Others after you will do it. You can do this, but the only way that you can fail is if your faith is broke. If you lose faith in your vision and what you're doing, then that's it. That's it. Because as faith dwindles and belief dwindles, so will hard work. And once the hard work is gone and no one's putting forth the effort, then pretty much after that, the business will crumble, because your faith and belief is the first principle. You have to hold on to that faith and the belief that you can do it. As long as you got that, then everything else will fall into place. Expect major obstacles. Expect to deal with that 30-foot monster. Expect to go broke. Expect sleepless nights. Expect the stress. Expect for people to stop believing in you. Expect for all of that to happen. And you can't be mad at them. You can't be upset at people because they thought that or they stopped believing in you. Because remember, as a business owner, the odds are stacked against you. But remember, everyone who built an enterprise, the odds were stacked against them. And what carried them through is faith.